Now news coming in from Joshimath. Preparations for the demolition activity in Joshimath have begun. STRF top officials are briefing the team that will begin the demolition activity at the two damaged hotels, Mount View and Mallari Inn. Demolition activity is to take place in a phase-wise manner. Traffic police will be blocking traffic movement along the area. And in fact, Uttarakhand Police is to handle the law and order situation as well. SDRF will overview the demolition activities. Remember that these were two hotels that virtually collided with each other because of the land subsidence. And now the SDRF is to oversee the demolition of these two hotels, Mount View and Mallari Inn. These are part of the preparations that are being done in order to ensure that there is minimum damage in the area or further damage in the area. My colleague Ashutosh is joining me live on this. Ashutosh, bring us up to speed with what's happening on the ground.
Well, today is the day when the demolition process is supposed to begin, but what I see here is the pre-demolition exercise has already been started by the administration. Now, this is literally a mountain task to raise down these two commercial sites, these two hotels, which are literally falling in threat zone, in the risk zone. Now, let me also show you the images that cracks that was developed in these between the main road and the hotels. This has grown for last late night, and there is a slight bigger than what it was till yesterday. So that's now remain a major challenge. So this is one property, and right behind there is another property. And here if you see how these two hotel and these structure have tilted close to each other, and another structure which is tilting towards its back. So on the other side there was a residential society, there were residential areas, and around 50-60 people were living here, and this is the passage which was being used by the locals to commute from one place to another. Now this structure explains these images how it is tilted to each other. And now what I also see, overhead wires, though the power supply, electricity supply has already been cut off totally, now the overhead wires and the main cable connection, the electricity cables, are being detached here, and this is to prevent any further tragedy here. So this is that why I see a pre-demolition exercise that is being carried out here in Joshimath. They are the SDRF team, the manpower is already deployed here. Also, the structures, those are falling in these particular 4 wards which are declared as a threat zone, risk zone, have been marked totally red. People have totally been evacuated. There are certain properties still left. People are collecting their belongings, leftover, whatever, because every evening they leave from this place, they are relocated to certain places like Nagar Palika complex and several other places. But however, they come in the morning back again to collect their belongings, and by what is expected in a couple of days, they all will desert this entire place. A city, a holy city, which was placed by Shankaracharya, is now literally the people. Never one could imagine whether it is a natural tragedy or a man-made disaster, that still, their deliberation will take. But there have been several reports how, the city is literally sitting on a volcanic catastrophic scenery. And today what Joshimath is seeing is exactly what is happening. Never expected. However, there have been alarming reports by the environment, there are experts, that there has to be certain measures taken to prevent this fragile structure of Uttarakhand mountains. But now what we see today is the beginning, how we see the structure being demolished, the residential properties, the commercial properties, often very crowded during the summers when the religious Badrinath pilgrimage begins, and during the winters it is very famous for the ski resort, for the winter games here in Oli. This time this is totally like to be affected, and there will be barely any footfall because of this current crisis. So what I see here, the manpower, now the survey is being done, Reiki process is being done, because this is going to be really a big challenge to demolish 2 whole buildings. Right behind there's a river falling apart, and also there are certain houses located. However, since it falls totally in risk zone, the only effort at the moment is that when these structures are raised down, there should not be major damage to the strategic road, because this strategic road which connects the rest part of Dehradun and the other districts of Joshimath to the Mana border. So this is the strategic border road. So that's remain a major challenge. Now we are being asked to vacate this place. The authorities are requesting us to maintain certain distance from this structure which will be raised down, and overhead wires being cut off. So they're requesting this could harm anyone, hence they're requesting everyone to vacate this place. This is what we are seeing in Joshimath is unexpected.